As I said, this is Rima Bechara. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to do something that one of the viewers suggested when I was showing my haul from Walmart. And she suggested that we do a nativity scene here. Now, I'm not sure if everything will fit. I also used a cast to do the resin pieces. And the only ones I could fit on were baby Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. So let's see what we're going to do. Now, the first thing that I did... Hi, Lynn. How are you? The first thing that I did was I painted this in a blue by Liquitex Basics. And it's Thalocyan blue. And when that dried, I added some, where is it? Some foil adhesive that I sell in my store. And let me just put this away for the moment. And I did this early because I wanted to make sure that the foil adhesive sets up. Now, so knowing that I've got foil adhesive down, of course, I'm going to use a foil. So this is the foil I chose. I'm going to cut a piece out. And I have to tell you, the light was not that color, but I thought it would be nice to have it in blue. This is the thing in the center. This bit here. Thank you, Betty. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? So I painted it blue. I wanted a softer color. And I decided to use this as my background. And I only foiled the bits that you can see, the center of the circle. I'm just inputting it around. And the light really does help out in where you're going to place it. I didn't want black. I was going to do black and gold, but I changed my mind. There is one thing I forgot to bring down here. Oh, shoot, I forgot to send out a telegram. Oh, well. Maybe I should send one out now. Hold on. No, I'm not going to. 1 second, let me see. Just 1 second. Okay, I think I have it. I did not send out. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. Because I am not thinking straight, and Betty will vouch for that today. So, I'm just going to do the usual thing, which is scrub this on. You can use any brush you want, as long as it's got firm bristles. And I put this underneath here because the light bulb thing is right there. And as you can see, there's no batteries on it. I am not planning on keeping this, but we'll see how it turns out. So let me start removing. And by the way, I did this an hour and a half ago. Oh, sorry, an hour ago. And it's not perfect, but it works. So you remove just a little bit at a time. I'm just going through the edges again. Sorry. And I love this foil on a dark background. I'm just using my nails to make sure I get everything around the edges. Oh, yep, that's me. Oh no, yesterday was kind of a weird day. There was so much going on. Let me just see if we're getting a good release, and so far we are. Almost perfect release. Let me start on this side and see. I was really worried that, considering the weather, I would not be able to get a good foil release. But as you can see, let me show you on a dark background. Where is the dark background? Yeah, that came out good, didn't it? I have to clean up some of the edges because I might have gotten foil adhesive on, but I don't really think it matters. But you can see my hand. I tried to find something black to show you. You've got the shape of the heart right clear. And almost all of it has come off. So this is a great foil for backgrounds. Hi Hazel, how are you? I'm going to seal it because you know that not sealing it will mean that dust will get attracted, and I definitely don't want that. So I'm using my Duragloss Clear. My Duraclear, sorry, gloss varnish. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm just going to put a little bit on. And the paint I used, of course, is acrylic. I still have not had the nerve to try on a foil with chalk paint again, not since my last disaster. They may have changed the formula. I hope you're all doing well, by the way. I'm going to also do varnish here. And as usual, I always forget something. So I'm just going to put some yeah, but that means I have to stop the live, Betty. Because I'm using my phone. And I don't want to do that. Stop the live just to send out a telegram. Drives me nuts when I forget things. I'm also going to seal the light, only because if by accident I got foil adhesive on, it won't impact it. Let me just make sure all of this. And I also did the sides, as you can see. If you've just joined, please say hello. I'd love to say hello to you. I'm just going back over some areas where I'm not sure that I got. But this is turning out to be quite pretty. So I'm just sealing, and I'm using a glossy varnish. The wood is was very, very dry. I don't even think it's wood. So I'm just adding this on just to protect it. But you can use any sealer. It does not have to be Duraclear, and it certainly doesn't have to be glossy. But I wanted everything to shine. And I'm taking my time. Don't rush it. And you can find these frames. They were relatively cheap. Nothing is cheap, of course, these days. Good morning, Donna Sue. How are you? Thank you for joining. I'll just quickly recap what we've done. I had painted off camera. Now I've put too much. I've been putting a little bit all the time, and now all of a sudden I just dump a whole load on. But I'm noticing because the wood is so porous, it is absorbing all of the varnish. And I see some areas I might have missed. I don't want to go back and do them again. Just going over, make sure I have no puddles. And I don't. I'm going to leave this to dry. And I'm going to, these are the pieces that I picked to go on here. And I was going to do gold, but I think I will probably do copper. I want to show you also my big boo-boos. Where is the last one? Let me put this away. Oh, yeah. So I was pouring resin yesterday in the middle of a class that I was taking. And I wasn't paying much attention. As you can tell, look at this. His leg. I can always use this later if I put snow over him. And look at this little piece that his ear was funny. But at least I got my my pieces done. And what I'm going to do first, and this is what I learned from Iveta, that before you work on any piece, clean it with alcohol. That's resin I'm talking about. And that's a good tip. She told me you never know what you have in the resin or what was in the mold. So it's best to always clean with alcohol. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining. And as soon as I feel this is dry, I might have to use my heat gun. I haven't touched these yet. I found I had these. It's still a bit sticky, so I'm just going to dry it. Once it's dry, we're going to discuss the different things we can do. Good morning, Donna. How are you? Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate that. So we're going to put Mary here. We're going to put Joseph here. And we're going to put baby Jesus in the middle. Now, if I try to add anything else, it's just going to be too overwhelming. So do you think I should add more? Even if I added this little guy, it would be too much. Let me see. I'm just going to keep it to the family. And somewhere I might have a star. Let me just check to see. I know I tried using it on another piece yesterday, but it's not here. No. Now I could have added would you bend around, but because there's a light, this lights up. Yeah, I'm looking for a star that I molded, but I thought I had it here, but I don't. Now the silver, this is the silver I'm going to be using, the color. So I'm not sure how this is going to look. So I might do copper. What do you think if I do copper and then go over it with silver? Or should I do gold? What do you think? I need your ideas. Yes, the focus is on, I'll find a star and put it here. So, what's your ideas? Give me your ideas of whether I should do gold, which I don't think will work. Silver is going to be too much, but copper might work. Let me just grab something whilst you think about it and decide. And I'm going to be using the pigments, Costco pigments. usually I have them next to me. Let me see if I can find a star anywhere here. No star, but I have ones. I have a silver one that we can paint up. I always forget something. So what's the consensus? Or silver with a dark wash, gold or copper? See, I think the gold, because there's some green, and that's the other thing I wanted to look at, is where is my favorite product? Let me just, I know it was here because I used it yesterday. I have the gold one. Oh, there it is. The other thing is, and we could try this out, is if we paint this little guy. This is going to be a trial piece. Actually, no, let's use this one for a trial piece. Let me make some, get some black. Dum, 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 dum. Okay, I have Payne's Gray and I have metallic black. Let's do the Payne's Gray. We're just going to experiment with the different ideas. I need to paint him all black, and then we can try the gold. On one part, the silver on another. I'm just painting this one whilst I'm waiting this to dry. And then just the glitter. Maybe the glitter to highlight some areas. I just got this unbelievable. Betty, can you look up what area code is 424? Can you do that for me? I just got this message. I mean, people must think we're real idiots. Let me see if we've got silver or copper. Yeah, silver or copper go better with the stars. I think the gold might not work. But whilst this is drying, we can paint these. Once you tell me what area code 424 is, California. Some idiot just sent me a message saying, I got your number. Can you guess who I am? No, and I don't really care who you are. Okay, so this one is done. And then Mary. You can prime these if you want before you paint them. But because I washed them, I sprayed alcohol I don't feel I need to. Yeah, exactly. Block it. People think we're idiots. I get so many random messages that people must think that they're really smart by saying that. Make sure, by the way, that you do your edges. And these molds I got, these were Decoupage Queen molds. And I think I have 1 or 2 left. Might as well paint this because I've got extra paint. And then we'll wipe this off and wait for them. Do you really think so? I mean, this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I get a lot of stuff, both from Telegram, from WhatsApp, and on text messages. Okay, these are done. I'm just going to clean up my area. And, oops, I'm spreading his, this, by the way, was Payne's Gray that I was using. Do you see how it looks navy? That's because it's very, very dark navy and looks black. Look at it. Can you see? And sometimes I like that. And sometimes I prefer the black. Let's clean this up because I spread it everywhere. And it will come off because this is glass. Yep, watch my sleeves. Yeah, who's painting with a, very smart for me to paint with a off-white shirt, right? Okay, let's put this here. Put Joseph here. They're not dry yet, but we can dry them on here. So the silver on this I don't really care for, but if we add it whilst these are drying, we're just playing. If I added a little bit, I should have done this earlier, black, we're just trying. And it does look navy, actually. And I darkened it with a navy, and you can still see it's navy. But I don't think this works for me. Okay, let's try here with just a little bit of black. But this one is very textured. And let's go over it with my favorite product of the day, which is the Opal Glitter Medium. You're going to see maybe my finger. So let me open this up. We're going to try it on the black, on the silver, and then see how they look. Yeah, I love this stuff. And you know what? I actually like it over the black. Look at this. Can you see? I'm going to dry it and see it on here. Let's dry this. I really like it over the black, but I don't know if it's going to clash with this. Thank you for the hearts. And I like that it's not black. I don't know if this shows that it's navy. Let's try some opal glitter here. And I'm not sure I like that. Which one? This one? You like this one? And this is what it looks like over the black. Maybe I can, instead of painting everything silver, I could leave parts. Let me see. Let's try the copper. And I'm just going to do a little bit of copper and mix it. Get some, this is the copper pigment from Posh Chalk, and look at it. Isn't it beautiful? Look at how it moves. Let's mix. I think the gold would be too much, but let's try copper and silver. And then maybe we could try rose gold, which means we mix our own copper and silver. So although I could have done this offline and planned it all, blue phthalo, yeah, I think it would be too much, but I can try it. Let's get this little guy here with another small brush. And you need to mix this really well. You can tell I have not mixed mine well. I didn't put enough infuser because I wanted it thick. So it should look like this. But look at that color. Yes. that's why sometimes I have, I mean, I had a vision of what I wanted. That's why I had the products right next to me. But sometimes it's good to, hey, Linda, how are you, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Okay, so I'm doing this. I'm going to dry it. Cover this so we don't lose it. And then we'll add a little bit of the, I want to see how the copper works with the green. Still a bit sticky. So on part of it, I am going to use the opal gel. And on another part, I'm going to darken it with some black. And where's my black? Well, I just want highlights, so. And wipe off. No, I don't like the copper and the black. I don't. Let's dry this and put some. Yes, I could. And I put them right behind me, Elizabeth. And let's see how this works. I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to put a little bit more black here. And add the copper. I mean, add this. I definitely don't like the copper. Definitely. This is okay in some areas, but I like the silver. Yeah, me too. Me too. I think that's what we're going to go for. I mean, there's this. I don't want to scratch. And then there's this. Should I use the black and silver, or should I use the blue? Let's see. Let me open up my silver. And if we don't like it, we can always paint it again. So now I'm going to make A light blue will, could work, yeah. So I'm going to mix my silver. And add my infuser. And again, look at it. Looks like silver, a liquid silver. I could add a touch of copper. I'm going to add a little bit more infuser because this is a little bit too thick. And I need it to mix. So make sure you really mix well. Okay, I'm going to use the same brush as I used earlier. And these are still wet. They're not dry. I need to dry them out. But I'm going to just make sure everything is mixed. There is something else I thought of. Hold on a second. These are still very hot. I want to try something else. If it was on plain silver. This isn't really adding a lot of gold. But that could work. Let me show you. After I darken it. Look. Good morning, Lori. How are you? Maybe that's an option. What do you think? I can't make my... When you have so many toys to play with, you don't, you can't decide. Let me see on here. I actually like the gold better than I like the green. Let's try it. So I'm just painting this. This is Mary. And we need her to dry. If I go over it, I was thinking of going over it as Elizabeth suggested with the wax. The only thing is I won't be able to add anything on top of, I wanted black wax. Oh, he is amazing. I'm visiting him tomorrow because my daughter's mother-in-law is away. How's yours? I've been seeing pictures of yours. I'm not allowed to post. So this definitely needs darkening up. And the pigments dry quickly. I was going to do some work, but tomorrow clean up my area, but I think that's not going to happen. So he and I will probably end up at the Children's Museum. He walks in, and because he's in at least 2-3 times a week with his nanny before going to the park, everybody knows him. Everybody. And we don't call him Nicholas, we call him Nono. And it's so funny when he is referring to himself, he says, Nono. Nono wants to eat. Okay. Almost there. Oops, this is not dry. That's what I was afraid of. I don't think I dried this very well, if at all. I'll come back and do this little bit. Yes, I did. He is giggling, yep. They are adorable. And the funny thing is, I never understood, when I had my own children, why grandmothers and grandfathers are always showing pictures of their grandkids. I just think, oh, that's so stupid. Nope, it's not stupid. Now that I have one, I'm just so in love with this little kid. I'm just finishing this off without getting my fingerprints all over it. Oh, he's still your grandkid. He's still a baby. 11, wow. Oh, I do get it now. Yep. Especially when people started carrying phones and showing pictures. I'm really not interested in your grandchild. Yeah, he's cute, but you know, one picture is enough. Well, now, for me, one picture is not enough. Let me get the cover, dry them, and maybe not the silver, maybe not the gold, I don't know. It does. You're absolutely right, Lori. Okay. So those are the colors. We have the, before we go further, we have the gold and black. We have the opal and black. And I don't know, part of me likes the opal and black. What do you think? Let's get the black out. Shall I get the real black or should I? Oh, let me see. I said I would show Betty this. Which one do you like, the silver or the opal? No, Betty, look at it. Can you see? Opal and black? Okay. Hi, Patricia. How are you, my friend? Sorry, guys, I forgot to send... Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I just wanted to show you because we're all about experimenting. Let me see if I can find... Yeah. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some here. And this is Payne's Gray. It's not black. It's a dark navy, but looks black. Can you see it? Or maybe not. Let me just move this a little bit. Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to use my dry brush and I also like the silver, but it's a bit too bright for me. So let me get this because I think I got too much on her face. I don't want a lot of it. All around her robe. And maybe use one of these wipes. Let me see. Now I'm going to repaint some of the black, some of the silver here. Because I like the body, but I don't like, yes, it does, but I don't like her face being so, so dark. Let me get another brush and let's add a little bit more of, let me close this up. And where did I put my silver? Does anyone see where I put it? I know there's the copper. Where did I do with the silver? Oh, there it is. I'm going to leave the silver to dry a little bit and move on to Joseph. I also want to add a little bit more here. And I'll show you a close-up. I don't think her face should be touched. But, oops. Her robe is good. What do you think? I want the video to catch up so that I can see it. Yeah, I think I like that better. I want to add a little bit more silver here. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. And why is he... Oh, I think I must have gotten him in the black. So I'm just going to add a little bit more silver. And again, we're just going to dry brush. I must have pushed it into the black or the Payne's Gray. Okay, let this dry somewhere. And then I'm going to use a little bit more black. And I might have overdone it, but I will remove some. There's hardly anything on this brush. I think I should have removed this yesterday. I'm just cutting the okay, there's Jesus. I did not darken him, although I could add some to his clothes. He's there. Mary is there. I'm going to show you what it looks like in a minute. And let's see if Joseph is dry now. Okay. Okay, so we have the three of them now. Just want to make sure the edges are done. Okay, so I'm going to show them to you up close. I have not added anything to the faces because, to me, but once we still have to add the green, the opal. And because I did not bring down batteries, because I don't know what batteries I need, I'll have to show you a picture when Camille comes home. I don't want anything touching here that has color. Get a clean one, well, relatively clean. And we're going to add the opal. I'm going to start off gently. And I think they're all dry. I'm not going to go very heavy. We can always add, oh, she says, I'm not going to go heavy, and she goes on the arm. Oh, thank you, Donna Sue. But this has become my favorite medium, especially if you've got dark colors. And a little goes a long, long way. And I'm going to show you Joseph. It's not very heavy. But look. Oops. I really like that. I really love this look. Just want to add just a touch more here. And I'm glad I left the faces relatively, look at this. Yeah, this is spectacular. I really like it. Of course I can. It's this. It's called Opal Glitter Medium. And it's from Hobby Lobby. And they do have it at 50% off when they have the Master's Touch on sale. So this is $9, $8.99. For $4.50, I think that's a pretty good deal. Yep, I've only been able to find it. It's a Master's Touch product, so that's the only place it would be. I have not been able to find, and I have looked for similar products on Amazon. Yeah, I haven't done his face yet. Oh, silver. Yeah, I could do that. Let's get the silver back. Let's get a small brush. Da-dum, da-dum. Talking of Jesus, yes, but I'm not going to touch his face right now. I'm going to wait for this to dry. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. I usually don't, but my father's family came from Nazareth. Just a little bit of I might need another coat of silver on this. That's too much. And this is Jesus. I haven't done the face yet, but I will in a minute. Yeah. And they're famous for, you remember in the olden days, how they would have ice cubes sold. You know, they would go around, not just in Palestine, but I know they had them in New York. You had a guy that would just go around selling ice cubes, huge ice cubes. Well, Nazareth was also known for making for supplying. Yeah, I wish my parents told us more about our backgrounds. But sadly, they didn't. And another interesting fact, which really blows my mind, I don't know if anyone is interested. My great-grandmother, I'll tell you anyway. My great-grandmother was apparently a beautiful, beautiful girl. And we are Christian, but we used to still have to put the veil on our heads. The veil is not a religious thing, it's a cultural thing. Like, remember in the Victorian times, is this too much? Is she too much? Should I remove? Let me know. Because she is darker. So Christians, Muslims, everybody used to have to wear a veil to cover their hair, at least. Not their faces, but their hair. Let me see, baby Jesus. I just want to add a little bit more. So, okay. Well, I wanted her to be a little bit more because she did more work than Joseph. I shouldn't say that, should I? But anyway, so people like fishmongers would go from house to house and sell the fish, whatever produce they had. She's fine, okay. So now, I'm going to add a little bit more to Joseph, just a little bit more. So, some guy knocked on her house. I don't know what he was selling. But she opened the door and her hair was not covered. And that's a big, big, naughty thing. So this, I know, not on his face and halo. Okay, Betty, I'll see. So anyway, he went back to the downtown area where my great-grandmother's father worked. He had his own store. And he was raving about the beauty of the woman he had just seen. And it turns out that my great-grandfather realized it was his wife. I'm going to add more silver to Jesus. And he freaked out. He literally freaked out. Went home and banished his wife to her parents' home because she had the guts, or the audacity, I should say, to show her hair. And this is why I say it's not, I found it ridiculous, Patricia. I thought this was crazy. He still had children with her. He'd go over to her parents' house and visit. I know. It was different times, Betty. It sure was different times. But for people who think that covering your hair is a religious thing, it's not. Yeah, I have nothing. I have some of my mom's things, yes. But not my grandma, because they left everything behind. And some people might feel offended that I'm saying what I'm saying, but it's just the truth. There's something I'm not happy with here. I think I've put too much silver. My great-grandmother was born under a wagon. Oh my goodness. Oh, Patricia, that's so interesting. Do you know in which, where they were going? That is so interesting. Okay, so now we have Jesus. And we have Mary. They're still wet, and we have Joseph. Let me just move these out of the way. The other thing that I wanted to add, but I don't know if I should, I want Mary and Joseph to be closer. Is this raffia? Is it raffia? Yeah, it's raffia. Yes, I was going to say that, Lori. When I was younger, we had to wear a veil on our heads too, to go to church. What do you think if I put some raffia? Okay. I don't know if that I'm going to glue it down right now because it's still very wet. And every time I touch it, I remove something. But what do you think so far? Raffia or no raffia? I actually love it. I think it's so different. The stars work with the green, with the opal. I love this.